Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time for another episode of Concealer Fest, and today I'm going to check out the new release from Pat McGrath Labs. This is the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealer. Retails for $32 for 0.16 fluid ounces of product. Ooh, how many shades? I didn't count them. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 28, 32, 36. Ooh, thank you, Pat. $32, 36 shades. That's all right. Currently getting 4.6 out of 5 stars with 57 reviews on Sephora's website. It is described as a creamy, lightweight, full coverage concealer with a natural, radiant matte finish that brightens under the eye and hides the appearance of blemishes. I picked this up in shade L4, which is described as light with peach undertones. And we have some ingredient callouts here. The Vita Serum Complex moisturizes and helps fight the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Got plenty of those under my eyes. The Flex Form Matrix, oh, this sounds good, provides smoothness without being tacky for ultimate comfort. Give me some Flex Form Matrix for my eyeballs, please. Optically diffusing pigments provide a soft focus effect that blurs imperfections, delivers an exceptionally silky feel. There's a lot of, these are some claims, you guys. This is big time claims. Flexible, breathable formula. Yeah, this sounds too good to be true. We will find out. I'm actually going pretty low coverage today on my face. I'm filming this the same day as I'm filming a review of the Tinted Glow Booster from NARS, but I had a hard time waking up today, so my purple is screaming under here. Let's do some concealer swatching, shall we? First up is today's concealer from Pat McGrath Labs, the Sublime Perfection Concealer in shade L4. Second is my beloved Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away Concealer in shade Fair 2. Third up, from Marc Jacobs, I've got the Accomplice Concealer in shade Fair 10. Fourth is the Cover FX Power Play in shade N Light 1. And last, I've got from Ilia the True Skin Serum Concealer in shade Chicory SC1. I've got a damp sponge for one side. I'm going to use my fingertips for the other side because I've been doing that lately with my concealers. Let's check out. We just have, this is like an angled paddle foot. Not exactly a doe foot. I think of a doe foot as having the sort of shape of the bottom of a doe's foot. I don't know. Is that supposed to be literal? I take it literally. And let's see how this goes. This might be a little smidge dark if I'm doing low coverage. If I'm wearing a full face of foundation, this actually looks a lot like... I've got way too much product here. That's, we're going to move some over here. You do not need a lot of product with this one, you guys. Holy cow. And it's very, very emollient feeling, which is good if you have dry skin, because, ooh, this feels nice. I'm glad I did this with my fingertips, because I'm feeling it. This might be too much coverage for what I'm wearing on my face today. We might be a little mismatched, but this blends out super nicely. Heck, let's just take some on the nose, shall we? I need just a smidge more. That was, for as little product as I used, and I got both eyes out of it, that was kind of wild. Look how much that spreads, you guys. The other nice thing is, as I'm sort of manipulating it, it's not pilling up any of the foundation overlap here. That's nice. I'm going to just kind of pounce out the overlap with my sponge, get rid of any excess product. This coverage is quite nice. I would not call it full. I'm going to go just one more little dot where my darkness is. And let me see if I can use a little brush to keep some of the coverage right there. That built very, very nicely. Pat, you're killing me. Why do I always have to love the expensive things? So let's take a look up close at this guy. I'm giving it a pretty challenging day. I've got some actual peeling skin under my right eye, my non-nose ring side, and it's really covering it quite well. You can still tell up close that I am peeling there, but I mean, my skin is literally peeling off, and it is barely noticeable even in the 10x mirror, and that is quite exceptional. I can actually see what they are talking about in terms of the smoothing over fine lines and wrinkles. That is the thing that I love the most about my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away concealer, is that sort of, it's like Spanx for your under eye, that sort of smoothing effect where it smooths over fine lines. And this is doing a bit of that as well. I am getting some smoothing. I feel like the finest of my lines are being kind of plumped so that they are not visible as lines, which is exactly what I want in concealer. I really can only see like the deepest of my lines, and I think if I wasn't peeling, I would see even less. This looks really nice. Now, you know, I've never had a concealer that I believe is full coverage, because I always feel like I can see the shadow of purple coming through, you know, in the deepest little part of where I'm purple. But maybe I just don't know what full coverage concealer looks like. Maybe that's just my problem. This is pretty doggone good coverage, I would say. My Charlotte Tilbury, my favorite Magic Away, is also not quite as full of coverage as I would prefer, but this looks really nice. Let's check the time. It is 10:23. I'm going to go put the rest of my face on. I'll be right back. So far, so good with the Pat McGrath concealer. It is a little bit more full coverage than the rest of my face, but that's okay. This performs very similarly to the Charlotte Tilbury in the sense that you have to kind of babysit it while it sets down, because it will sort of freeze along motion lines, but if you take a little brush and just tap them out, they disappear. They vanish into nowhere, and once it's done doing that, it is done and things look smooth. And that's kind of what is going on here. The overall, did not have to set it with powder. That is awesome, because powder tends to dry out my under eye, so no setting with powder. I've got all the makeup I'm wearing down below. I'll be back tonight. We will see how this one wore. 9:46 p.m. That puts us right around the 11-hour mark. Let's take a look at how the Pat McGrath Sublime Perfection Concealer has held up. I would say, generally speaking, coverage is a little bit vanishing at this point, but overall, I think it still looks nice. It's not moving around, and I did not set it with powder. It's not gunking up in my fine lines. It's not kind of traveling into the wrinkles. Very good. That's how I like. If it's going to disappear over time, then just disappear gracefully. Don't get all gunky nasty on my face. So I'm enjoying that. Let's take a look up close. I feel like we have lost some coverage, and we have lost a little bit of the smoothing properties that this concealer had. I don't feel like it is drying. I feel like it is kept up with my moderate dehydration throughout the day, so I would say it is okay for dry skin. I don't feel like anything is looking, you know, crepey and dehydrated at this point. You can just see a little bit more of the lines. It's doing a little bit less of the sort of smoothing, that whole matrix on your eyes thing that they were talking about. But overall, I think it's definitely very, very nice. So if I had to give a grade to the Pat McGrath Sublime Perfection, you know, this is how I wanted to feel about their foundation. I really wanted to love the foundation, and I like the foundation, but this concealer is nice. I am going to wear it a few times before I put it in my favorites, but this is a super fantastic first impression. Straight up A. Very happy. I can't believe that I've had 2 straight up A concealers in very recent history. One drugstore, one super high-end. But I like having options. So, and I love Pat McGrath. My queen, she's wonderful. So I'm very happy to support her, and I'm very glad she knocked it out of the park with this concealer. There you have it. Another Concealer Fest episode in the books. If you enjoy concealer reviews, if you liked this one, give me a thumbs up down below. Let me know in the comments, what do you want to see next? Which concealers are you curious about, even if they're not new, because I am attempting to fill in the spreadsheet with all of the older concealers that I do wear, like my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Way, that just existed before I started the spreadsheet. If you haven't seen the spreadsheet, go to geekafterwater.com, click the Concealer Fest link. Wow, can't talk. I've got a ranked, sortable, searchable spreadsheet of all my concealer reviews. It is growing slowly. I just started the spreadsheet this past summer, so it's getting there. It will grow. Let me know what you want to see next, and as always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate it, and I hope you all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.